world. I'm doing this to help new people that don't know how to play the game yet and want to learn because this game can be kind of tricky. So we're going to go ahead and log in to Save the World. And I'm actually doing this video for a friend. He asked me, how do you do some things in this game? So I am going to send this link to him right now. So that's what I'm working on while the game loads. Uh-oh, big news. Bundle Bus, a surprisingly accurate multi-barreled rifle that fires in powerful bursts. Weekly Horde Challenge 3 and Candy Valley Act 1. Okay. Alright. So, apparently I got loot that I didn't open last time I was playing. I'm still sending this link. 1 second. I'm going to get into everything in just a moment. Alright, cool. I got some hero XP and some mini llamas. What else? Quest complete. Active power cell. Cool. V-Bucks. So that's the thing about this game is if you play this game, you're going to get a lot of V-Bucks just kind of randomly, but also there's certain things you can do to increase that. I'll kind of get into that in a little bit. If you are playing Save the World to get V-Bucks, that's actually the reason why I got the game in the first place, was because I wanted to get V-Bucks. So I will explain how you get V-Bucks playing Save the World, and it is totally worth the investment. If you do not have Save the World, you should absolutely buy it if you want to get V-Bucks. Like I said, I originally bought Save the World to get V-Bucks, and I ended up actually really enjoying it. So I bought it this season in week 2 is when I bought Save the World. And up to right now in Battle Royale, I have only completed the week 1 challenges. I haven't done any of the week 2, 3, 4. Like, I completely stopped playing Battle Royale for the last at least month. I've just been playing Save the World. So there's that. Oh, see another 100 V-Bucks and skill points. Cool. Alright, so this is your daily rewards. Every time you log in, you're going to get daily rewards. Really easy to understand here. One thing I do want to point out though is that there's the regular daily rewards, and then underneath that is the founder daily rewards. If you do the founder daily rewards, it's because you purchased like an upgraded version of the game, and you only get a limited amount of those. So I actually bought the deluxe version of the game, so it was a little bit more money, but I got a lot more stuff, like llamas and things like that, and every day I get an extra llama basically, so kind of worth it there. Okay, into the game, here we are. Alright, so under this play tab is actually your main quest line. So when you're working on things and doing things, this is actually the most important thing. So right now, my current quest is Can Do, and I need to build 5 radar towers in successful missions in a 40+ zone. So I have 2 out of 5 done, so the next time I go into a quest, which I'm actually going to go into here and kind of show you guys what you should be doing in your missions. My phone's going off, sorry. That is what the main focus should be. So every mission has like something you should be doing. Like if you're doing a build like an Atlas one, where it's like you either have one or two or three Atlases that you have to defend. That is like that mission's main purpose. To end the mission, you have to complete that. But you're supposed to be doing these quests. So these are like your active quests in order to level up. So you can kind of page through here. Right now I'm in Plankerton, and you can see on the top left there, I'm power level 40. Your power level is actually calculated by a lot of different factors. Fortnite Save the World does not have your character leveling up in the way that a normal game does. So every time you're in a mission, you're gaining experience, and your experience is actually going towards that yellow bar in the top middle, and that helps give you the things that you use to buy skills in the skill trees. I'll show you guys this in a second, but you can buy skills in the skill tree with that experience. I have skill points. Obviously, you can see right next to that yellow bar, it says 39. That means I have 39 of these skill points that I could spend in here in the skill tree. However, I am actually going to save those. I'm not going to use those right now. There's things I could buy. I'm actually going to skip over them until I can get to the next skill tree. I'm going to save those skill points, and that's going to actually help me in the next skill tier. When I'm in tier 3, I'm going to have a bunch of points to spend, and it's actually going to help my power level go up. So your actual level on the top left there is minus 40, is based off a lot of different factors, and one of them is your fort stats. Your fort stat stands for fortitude, offense, resistance, and technology. Each one of these little dots here, so like this one is fortitude. If I buy that slot on the skill tree tier, it will give me plus 5 fortitude, and then that increases in my health regen rate by 1% per point. So that's an extra 5% just for buying that. And that is what contributes to your actual power level. So the more of those you buy, if I bought one of those, I don't have any available to buy because I already bought them all, it would actually increase that power level a little bit. So each one is just a little bit on there, but when you buy a lot of them, it's going to help you level up faster. So that's that. The skill trees, like I said, I haven't bought everything, and the reason why I'm not buying these is there's certain things that I don't necessarily need for my playstyle, or things that I don't really want to do right now. So for instance, this one is unlock 3-star sniper evolution. I don't want to buy that because I don't have any schematics for sniper rifles that I want to level up to star level 3. So I'm just going to leave that blank right now, and then instead of using the points on that, I'm going to use the points to something else in the next tree once I unlock it. And if you can see, I actually cannot unlock the next tree until I complete the quest Plank Off. So that quest Plank Off is actually going to be on the next quest page in Plankerton. That is the last quest in Plankerton. So that is why it is really important to do these missions here, these quests. So I need to build 5 radar towers. That's why that's super important, because I got to play through these quests to get to Plank Off so that I can get to the next skill tree tier, and then I can power level up some more. So heroes. Actually, I'm going to skip over heroes for now, and I'm actually going to go to squads. Squads is the other way that you're going to level up your character, and it's a little bit confusing. For instance, alright, as you go into this page, you're going to see there's different groups of squads. Each one of these squads gives you a different stat. So for instance, my EMT squad is giving me fortitude plus 121. And that plus 121 is contributing to my power level. So you can see if I take this character and change it out with this character, it's going to lower my power level from, you saw the one from 40 and like 0.25, it went down to just barely 40. So these characters in these slots are very important because they increase your power level. So your survivor squad is actually probably the most important part about increasing your level in this game, and they're a little bit complicated and convoluted here, so I do want to kind of explain that. Alright, so every squad has a leader and then squad members. Um, this leader has a couple different things to her. So she has in the middle there where it says Epic Survivor, Lead Survivor. You can only put lead survivors in the leader slot. Squad members, they can't be leaders. They just have to be regular survivors. And the best way to do it is all the leaders have different squads that they can lead. So this one, she is like the little doctor insignia, means that she can lead the EMT squad. But I could put a different leader into the squad that is supposed to be for a different squad type. So for instance, this guy, he has a little like weight right there. He does not fit into this squad, so I wouldn't put him there. You want to match up the right leader to the right squad, first of all. Secondly, they have a personality. So this squad leader, her personality is curious. You can see that in the middle on the bottom there. And it's got the symbol, it's like a circle. That means that they have a curious personality. And what you want to do is you want to match up her personality to any people that are in her squad. So as you can see, I have this survivor right here. Their personality is curious. And then underneath it, it says set bonus, shield bonus. So then next to it says matches 1 out of 2. That's important because if you get 2 people that have his set bonus, regardless of the personality that they have, they'll give you that set bonus. So if I had 2 of them, I'd get a shield bonus of plus 5%. Obviously, I don't have 2, but I do have 2 people in this squad that have that heart. So I get a health bonus from this squad. All you have to do is match up in your survivor squads. You have to match up your leader to the right squad, and then you have to match up their personality to the people in the squad, and then the people in the squad, you want to match up their set bonuses. So it's kind of complicated there, and it's a little bit more complicated by the next thing I'm going to tell you, which is you do not want to level up your survivors that are not legendary or higher. So as you can see here, I have an epic survivor leader, and I do not have a legendary leader for the squad. So her base power level there, where it says the heart in 30, is 30. That's going to be her base level, and I'm actually not going to upgrade her. That's a conscious decision. Like, I have experience probably. Let me see if I do. Yeah, I have experience. So she would only take 250 experience, survivor experience, to level up to the level 2. But I'm actually not going to level her up. The reason why is eventually someday as I'm playing this game, I will get a legendary leader, and I am not going to... Basically, the experience that I put into her is going to be a waste. And then also, so say her personality is curious, and I have my squad of curious people that I've all leveled up, and now I have a new leader, but his personality is different. So now, not only do I have to kind of eat the cost of her experience that I put into her, which I can retire her and get some of that experience back, but now I have an entire squad that I need to fill that is of different personality types, and I have to level all of them up too if I have people to do that. So right now I did level up these guys. I probably shouldn't have, but I did because they are legendary, so I figure I can use them somewhere. If I can't use them for this after I replace her with a legendary, even if it's a different personality, I might be able to use them later on down the line. As you can see here, I have this squad. I have not leveled up any of them. They are all level 1. But you see how it's got the 19 in blue right there? That's because you get a bonus if you match them to the leader. So their base power level is not 19. I believe it's 15 for the epics. But they get a bonus because I matched them up to the correct personality type. And again, I'm not going to level these guys up because eventually I will get better people. So that is really important to do there. Don't waste your experience, don't waste your time, and just kind of stay focused on that. This squad is actually a little bit better because I do have the legendary lead survivor here, and as you can see, once you have a lead survivor that's leveled up, he's giving 140 to my resistance, just the leader. And then she's level 20 and she's only 72. So your leader is actually the most important person in your squad. They're going to have the biggest impact on your power level. So you definitely want to get those legendary leaders, and you definitely want to make sure you put them in the right squads and match up the personalities to them. And then the bonus there is match up the bonuses. Shu, this one's actually a lot better. I have all legendary, so I'm feeling really confident about this squad. I'm pretty sure the only way I'd ever have to change the squad out is if I get a mythic lead survivor for this squad of a different personality. The chances of that are not that great. Mythic is really rare, and I actually only have one mythic, and I don't even know how I got her from a loot box, just really random and really lucky. So I'm feeling really confident about this squad in particular because it's all legendary right now. So I have absolutely no problem going in and leveling up these characters if I had enough experience to do it. And then there's my mythic right there, a mythic survivor. As you can see, I have her leveled up to level 26 out of 30. 30 would be her max right now. I've also heard that you could either level up like one of your squad leaders, so like all the experience just goes to that one to the highest level you can go, and leave everything else at a base level, and the power level effect would be almost exactly the same as if you kind of evenly disperse it. So don't be afraid to put your experience into one particular person. You don't really have to evenly disperse it out. Dispersing it evenly is probably not a bad idea because then you're a little bit more well-rounded in terms of your stats that you're getting, whether it's like resistance, offense, tech, whatever. But your power level should actually end up being roughly the same no matter where you put your experience into. But again, don't level up anyone that's not legendary or higher. So legendary or mythic level up. Anything that's not legendary, don't put your experience into. It's just going to be a waste because later you're going to have to replace them. As you can see too, this epic has increased power level. They're at 23. If you compare that to this one was at 20, and then this one with the epic leader is only 19 for that epic survivor. That's because the leader actually gives you a higher bonus the higher their rarity. So your legendary leaders are going to give you a higher bonus for the power for the rest of the squad. So that's another reason why you definitely want to do legendary. Don't think that the epic is good enough for now because, like I said, it's just going to be a waste of time. You can see all these different, personalities in here and like the different bonuses that I have for each of these squads. Some of them I'm really still trying to get to. Some of them are better. Like I actually do have, a set bonus there, and I do have a set bonus there. The most important thing though is in your squads, just match up the leader's personality to your survivor's personality. So I don't know if anyone has any questions about that. I can definitely answer that, but I feel like that was pretty thorough. Oh, actually there is one more thing I want to talk about. So in here you have a couple different options that you can do with them. When you go to upgrade inspect, you can upgrade them, level them up, or if you see it says square upgrade, once they are level 10 you could upgrade them to be able to upgrade to level 11 through 20, and that is actually something that is purchased in your skill tiers. You purchase the ability to be able to do that. Right here on this one I can unlock 3-star survivor evolution, which I did do, so I can level up all of my survivors to level 30, and it is actually separate from the one underneath it, which is unlock 3-star lead survivor evolution, which allows me to level up my lead survivors to level 30. Oh, and while I'm in here I'm actually going to collect these research points, because this is something that's timed, and you only get them as it's filling up, and once that bar fills you don't get any more. So it's always good to try to clear that bar as often as you can before you log off. As soon as you log on, collect those research points, because then it's going to start collecting them again. It's time based. So that is another thing about this game, is when you're collecting those research points, you're able to purchase into these research tier 1, research tier 2, and I actually do recommend trying to fill these out as much as possible. So I did fill out my entire research tier 1 just because all of these things are useful. There's nothing in here that's not useful. You're going to need all of this at some point, even the backpack size. The only reason you would never need this is if you bought the most expensive version of the game, which is like over $150. You do get like an extra like 20 backpack slots or something like that if you buy that. But these are unlockable throughout the game, and you're definitely going to need them as you start playing. You're going to need that space in your backpack. I'm constantly bumping up against my backpack cap right now as I'm, reaching the edge of my skill tier and moving into the next zone. Just because of how many materials I have. I started destroying some things. Don't tell anybody, because I'm sure somebody could use it somewhere. But research tier 2 I'm currently in, and I have points now that I can spend. The most important things are, I can get these. I don't know if these transformations are going to be incredibly useful right now, and I might not even eventually get those. But as you can see, I will have to buy one of these to get to this. This is truck slot 2. It actually lets you put more of your people onto expeditions, which I'll kind of go over expeditions in a few minutes. But expeditions are not extremely important, but they're definitely helpful and beneficial. And like I said, I'll go over those in a few minutes. Okay, so each one of these little things here is just more power level, basically. So as you can see, I really prioritized as I was going through this my tech tree, because the character that I'm playing, my tech tree is super important. But if you're playing a different character, you might find a different thing would actually be more beneficial for you to purchase. Tech is something that my character uses a lot because my abilities are super critical, because I'm playing as a constructor, which I'll go over in a few minutes as well. But you do a lot of ability damage, and I use it very frequently. Also, quick thing too about this is there's two different kinds here. There's party tech and tech. The tech is just for you. That's a bonus just for you. And then the party tech, this increases your entire party. So every time you're in a mission, everyone in your group is getting this bonus. So I always try to prioritize these because it gives you the same bonus, but also it helps out everyone in your squad in the match. So it increases everyone's power level. And you'll see you get a couple people into the match, and your power level is, mine is base 40, but once I'm in the match with everyone's party techs combined, maybe I'll go up to like 45 or higher, just depending on what everyone else in the squad has unlocked. So those are really important. You're not only helping out yourself, but you're helping out the people you're with. And, obviously the more damage your friends are doing, the more damage that everyone else is doing, and the easier the game becomes. So definitely try to prioritize those if you can. I think I'm going to throw my points right now into the resistance. And it really doesn't matter what order you get these in, but like I said, just prioritize, getting to these party ones first, and then the rest you can kind of do after that. So I had enough for 2, so I'm going to do the shield and the offense. So that increases those stats. And the next thing is I'm going to kind of go over these loot llamas. This game gives you a lot of V-Bucks. I have not bought V-Bucks in over a month since I bought the game, and I've spent during that time maybe 3,000 V-Bucks. So you will get a lot of V-Bucks. I will caution you that when you first start playing the game, it's going to throw a lot of V-Bucks at you right away, and you should definitely resist the temptation to buy V-Bucks or buy llamas, because all these llamas, yeah, they're important, but as you're playing through, you get llamas, and most of these llamas don't really give you too much stuff. There's some cool stuff you can get, but if you're trying to get V-Bucks in this game, like I said, it does start to slow down as you're leveling up, so save your V-Bucks. You might want them for Battle Royale. You can use them in Battle Royale, buy cool skins in there. Also, every now and then, the game gives out free llamas, so today there's no free llamas, but sometimes you'll go into this loot screen, so definitely check this every time you log in. but sometimes it'll be like smorgasbord llama. You could buy one for 0 V-Bucks, and it's like, oh, cool, thanks, game, appreciate that, very helpful. But I do have some things to open, so I'm just gonna open the llamas that I have to open.
Oh yeah.
Some of these are from quests, some of these are
Enjoy.
from my founder's llama that I get
Can
for
I have an
logging
axe
in
too?
daily.
And that's all she wrote.
Gonna open these. So as I'm getting stuff, like, so these are schematics, these are used to make guns. A lot of these I'm just gonna end up recycling because they're not really worth anything. And then I'm also getting these road trip tickets. These are pretty cool. You can use them to buy road trip llamas. And also when the birthday event was around, you could buy birthday llamas, but that event is actually over now. And mini llamas.
A tinny hello to you.
So that XP stuff is actually really
Can't catch
important.
me.
That's probably the most important thing you're gonna get on llamas, other than if you happen to get a legendary survivor or a legendary schematic. This
Hiya,
XP
Commander.
is crucial.
I exploded.
Alright, cool. So now my llamas are all opened up. This gold is also something that you can use to buy stuff, which I'm sure you're aware of if you go into the event here. This stuff on the left, you could only buy like once and then it's gone. So I bought the schematic for the Hydra and now it's gone. It's sold out. The stuff on the right refreshes like every week. So, you know, feel free to buy these things as often as you can. Some of them you definitely want to buy, and you might not know it now, but later on it's going to be super beneficial. You know, a lot of this stuff I won't even really take a second look at because, like, what do I need this defender for? Like, I really don't need that. Or this copper schematic. Like, yeah, a scythe might be cool if it's a really cool schematic or something that I want, but it's not really going to do anything for me long run. You know, lightning in a bottle, I will admit that I'm not 100% sure exactly what you use this for. I think you use it to upgrade stuff. It is beneficial to have at some point, but you also get a lot through missions, and I actually have not needed personally to buy any of it yet. You know, anything that I've leveled up so far throughout the game, I've just gotten enough for it based off of my missions, so I don't ever, you know, buy this in the weekly events. The things that I do buy, and I'll show you because I had already bought all of it this week, and it's only been like 2 days, is this. This is the rare perk up. These are going to be really important. So if you have the opportunity, buy these because they're super important for leveling up your schematics, which is going to help you out a ton later on in the game. You know, if you need these ones, you can go ahead and buy them as well. Most of my schematics are, I either need to get them to the blue level, purple, or legendary. So definitely this blue one is super important. These perk ups, reperks, are important too to buy. I buy them pretty often. I thought that like I bought all of them this week so far, but I guess I didn't. But yeah, those are the things I buy. This might be a good gun. I don't know. It apparently just launched like today, so take a look at it. It's an assault rifle. Surprisingly accurate multi-barrel rifle that fires in powerful bursts. High damage and large magazine help compensate for slow fire rate and heavy kick. So it looks like it's gonna be a slow fire rate, 32 magazine, but heavy damage probably. I don't know. I'll have to check that out later and see if it's worthwhile. But I was telling someone today, the Machinist Dora. This is actually looking like a really good hero. I'm really thinking about saving up to buy her. She has pretty similar stats to the hero I'm currently playing, but they're a little bit different. I guess this would be a good time to kind of go over heroes. So every hero has certain abilities that you can unlock, and it's just basically you level through your character in the hero screen, and you can unlock these different abilities. So, you know, she's level 1, so she has Plasma Pulse, and then when she's level 2, she can make a base. The base is pretty crucial to the constructor. It basically reinforces the area around where you put this base. So attached structures gain 12% damage resistance, and affected walls will do energy damage to an enemy that strikes the wall with a melee attack. So any husk that is trying to break down a wall that is affected by that is going to take damage, so that helps a lot. Also, depending on certain constructors that you play, yep, she has electrified floors at level 12. So if you put down a floor that's affected by the base, they're going to take damage just for walking on the floor. That's huge. That's crucial. That's actually a really good ability for her to have. That's why she might be one of the best constructors in the game right now. She just launched very recently, so I don't know too much about her, and I haven't played her yet. But she's pretty similar to the constructor that I play, because my main abilities in the constructor I play are going to be Decoy, which is her ability right there at level 10. Obviously, I use base, and then Plasma Pulse. So she has those same abilities, but she has a couple other different things that she can do. Definitely read through these for all your heroes and try to find the right hero that's going to fit with your playstyle. So if we go into our armory and go to all heroes, so you can see I have Sentinel Hype. She's level 30 out of level 30. I can't make her go any higher. And also every time you level up your hero, they're obviously going to get higher health and higher shield. And they also have different bonuses, which this bonus page, actually, if I have her equipped in my main slot, so she's my main hero, that bonus that she has doesn't really do anything. That's if I put her into a support squad. I can increase the building repair rate by 20%, but she's in my main slot right now, so there's no bonus for that. So then these are her perks. Like I said, she has Decoy, Base, Plasma Pulse. But her other side perks, that Machinosaurus, I don't know if she has all these. You're coming with me. So the Decoy radius, so it attracts enemies from a wider range. So it really brings people in, the Husk from a really wide range to a center focal point. And then Grease the Wheels, reduce the cooldown of Decoy by 10 seconds. This is huge because I can use this ability so much more often. So really grouping them up and pulling them in. And then I use Plasma Pulse to shred them. And then 1 hot minute, reduce cooldown of Plasma Pulse by 20 seconds, which is huge because it lets me be able to, spam that Plasma Pulse way more often. And then the Decoy lasts 2 seconds longer, and then increase damage of Plasma Pulse by 20%. And get ready for surprise. That actually lets the Decoy explode when it is expired or when the enemies kill it. And then the Plasma Overdrive increases the rate of fire for the Plasma Pulse. So I can do a lot of damage with this character, bring everything in, and then destroy it. But there is different characters. Like, I don't know. There's 4 different kind of types of characters. There's the Constructor, the Outlander, the Ninja. He's a ninja. And then there's Soldiers. They all have their different strengths and weaknesses. If you're into using like assault rifles, and just want to do a lot of damage, like, these Soldiers are definitely where it's at. They can, going commando, they basically pull out like a machine gun and just wreck everything in front of them. It does a lot of damage, a lot. They all have different abilities, like, I think First Shot Rio, I don't know if I have her anymore, but she has an effect that anytime she reloads, she gets a damage boost on her first shot. Glizzy Lock trade. Also, another thing about this game is anytime someone wants to trade with you, they're usually trying to scam you. So I don't recommend trading with anybody. Trading is usually a good way to get scammed, so I don't really recommend trading with anybody. Outlanders are great for acquiring like materials and things like that. You're able to find double loot increased by 6%. And yeah, they also have a couple charges that they can do, so they can do a decent amount of damage, and they have a faster run speed, so they're able to get around the map really quick, and they can do a lot of cool things like phase shift. But they're really good for collecting loot. They do more damage with their pickaxe because they have in the zone. But that's all kind of character development stuff. So that's kind of a basic overview about heroes. They all have different strengths and weaknesses. I would recommend only leveling up, the heroes you're going to use. Throw all of your experience into like one hero, which I did with her, and now she's max level. And then I started leveling up my support heroes. So there are support heroes basically. So she's in my primary slot, and then he is in my squad bonus, and then he is in the tactics slot. So his squad bonus is increased movement speed by 12%. I might switch this out at some point. I do like to be able to move around the map a little bit quicker, especially as a constructor. I'm not that fast, my character, so this helps me move around a little bit faster. So I like that, but I'm sure that at some point I will find a different squad bonus that will probably be better. I haven't found that yet, so I'm just gonna keep that as like it is. And then I really like this squad bonus, which is why I put Heavy Base Kyle here. His squad bonus is Field to Base. It's my base that I can put down generates energy when enemies are killed within the area affected by base. And then after 30 kills, it emits an explosion that knocks Husks back and deals damage in a tile radius. So I like that because even though, see, that's actually a perk that this hero has as one of his abilities. He gets Field to Base as his level 8 ability. And she does not have that in her skill set, but because it's in his squad's tactical slot bonus, if I put him there, she can use that ability. So that's awesome because it's another ability that constructors get that she doesn't have that I can throw into her kit basically. So I guess what I'm kind of looking for eventually, I'll take him and I'll replace him with another person that really helps her kit out. But for now I put him in there. Another thing is that 20% of their stats goes to my overall stats, like my health and my shield. So, leveling these guys up that are in the support things is definitely gonna help your character have more health. That's why I leveled them up, but they're not maxed yet because I'm still. See, I can put him to level, upgrade him so you can. Oh, he is upgraded, so I can. Yeah, do this. So I do have experience for him, so I'm actually going to go ahead and level him up now. This experience, I had 40,000. It goes relatively quick, so. And then I did him to 25. Let's see if I can get him to 27. Yep. I want to prioritize leveling him up because I actually do use him in some missions. Because I like to have his abilities for helping if I need to farm anything. So that helps me out, especially if in lower level missions trying to help out some friends. I usually pull out this character because I'm able to, get a little bit more loot. So I kind of use this as farming missions. Okay, while I'm in this screen, these mission defenders here, basically you just want to put your defenders into, your best defenders into these slots. Typically, I don't use these at all, but I have used these before in Horde mode, which is like an event that is currently going on. I haven't played too much of the Horde mode. It was kind of fun. I played like once or twice. I only beat the very first level once. I haven't played it since. But I don't recommend using your experience to level your defenders up. The reason is like, okay, I leveled this guy up a little bit, but even now, like if I put him into a mission to help me defend, he just dies. Like, he gets killed and he dies, and he doesn't really do too much before he dies, because the enemies kill him. And even if I had him like a higher level, like that's great and all, and maybe he wouldn't die so fast, but with the character I'm playing, and like usually if you have a team together, you're gonna be able to do enough damage where you don't ever use these, except for maybe, like I said, in Horde, or I think I have used these guys before in my shield defense missions, which is basically where when you have to expand your shield on your home base that you build, sometimes you don't get people in your party and you're doing it by yourself, so these guys are a little bit helpful. But like I said, they usually just die right away, so I don't really spend experience on them too often. And the reason why I don't spend their experience is because they actually share the same experience as your heroes. So I would rather use my experience to level up my heroes than use it on my defenders. But your survivors have their own experience, so don't worry about using your survivor experience to level up your survivors, because they have their own experience pool that they pull from, and that's actually survivor experience. So that's basically everything over here, I think, in the hero squad section. In the survivor squads, I already kind of went over the survivor squads. But defender squads, again, this is where you're going to put defenders into your storm shields. I haven't really got like any bonus from these. It's not really, doesn't really do anything for you. Expedition squads. Oh, I have expeditions that returned. So this is where expeditions are kind of beneficial. You'll see when your expeditions return. So this raid had a 49% chance of success, and I succeeded. So I get this. These are different materials. Silver ore. Cool. I just got some materials, and I didn't have to do anything. All I had to do was send my survivors on a mission. These do take... okay, so on the bottom right, it says 171 out of 10 people. That means it'll take 10 people to send this mission out, and I have 171 of them. So you don't want to like just throw out missions that you have like no chance of succeeding on, because you are spending something on it, you know. But sometimes every now and then, like I had a 49% chance for that one. I was like, oh, I'll just roll the dice and we'll see what happens. But if you're low on people, you shouldn't be sending out missions for no reason. You can get more of those people by doing any of these missions that have, they'll usually have a, like there, you can get recruits, and that is how you get more people to do more of these missions. Also, sometimes you get them as you're playing throughout the game. The ones I really like doing are supply caches. Those will give you the different materials, like the one I just opened. So this one has a power level of 50, which means I need to have, these are actually like the extra heroes that I have. So these are the heroes that I have equipped to my squad, and I could use them theoretically, but I mean, obviously I want to play the game, so I'm not going to. So I have a couple of the other heroes leveled up a little bit, specifically just to do these expeditions. I probably could spend a little bit more time and level up some more of these, but like I said, I'm really in the process of leveling up my main 3 that I've been running with. So I don't really do that too often. I have done it, but I don't want to waste the experience on these guys. And like I said, the expeditions aren't too important, so don't worry about these too much, but you can get stuff for not doing anything, so it's not terrible to have those running. And I usually try to do the expeditions as often as possible, but like right now I'm kind of like, I don't really see the point in it. Okay, so this is probably where there's a lot of stuff going on. We did already talk about heroes. These are my heroes here. Anything that has in these screens like an exclamation point obviously is new, and I haven't looked at it yet. So if I tab over to the new one, it's going to show me that they're new. If I click on them, I have, you know, different options. I can upgrade them, I can favorite them, I can compare them to a different hero, or I can retire them. Typically, if I have a new hero, I'll see in here if I can add them to the collection book. If I can, like, see for instance, someone like her, I have not added her to the collection book yet, so I can, from this screen, add her to the collection book. And anything that's less than legendary, I would almost instantly just add to the collection book. Some of these I haven't yet because I think they're kind of cool, and I don't know if I want to possibly upgrade them for later, so I haven't yet. But most of the rare ones, you know, I don't even have the option to retire her. Some of them you don't have the option, but if you do retire somebody, then you get stuff. So you get hero experience in training manuals, and you need that to level up your heroes and eventually evolve them so they can level up higher. So definitely worthwhile. You need to like kind of manage this section here. Add collection books if you haven't added them to the collection book already, and then also retire them if you have already added them to the collection book. Then, since I'm talking about the collection book, I'm going to kind of briefly go over it. Aside from doing quests throughout the game, this is probably the easiest and best way to get V-Bucks. So if you go into your collection book, on the top bar up there, it shows you, you know, the next reward you're going to get if you level your collection book up to that. So when you first start doing your collection book, I think if you get to like level 10 or something, you get 500 V-Bucks. So like I said, in the beginning of the game, you're gonna get hella V-Bucks thrown at you. But it slows down as you go like later on into the game. Like I have no V-Bucks upcoming in my next couple levels from leveling up my collection book. But you know, I do get other worthwhile stuff. So I'm not gonna turn down 2K experience for free, you know, or these different materials here. These are important. Like I'm gonna need these to, you know, do stuff eventually. So definitely worthwhile to keep leveling these up, even past where you're gonna get the free V-Bucks. Um, and the way the collection book works, and I don't know if this is complicated or not. I don't want to trade Rev Zemi. I don't like trading. Um, so the way that this works is you can put people in here and then you can't use them anymore, but then you level up your collection book. So anything that's like common or, you know, even rare or uncommon, basically just throw it in your collection book like right away. You probably shouldn't kill yourself, Remy or Zemi. That's don't do that. The especially like snipers, I'm gonna throw snipers as soon as I can into my collection book. I'm just talking out loud, man. It's a tutorial video. That's weird. I've never been trolled before. This is fun. So yeah. Alright, so that is the collection book. I definitely recommend, you know, doing the collection book as often as possible. If we go into schematics, this is like all of your guns. So these are guns that you can craft, and I'm sorry, these comments are distracting me now. All these guns that you can craft, you can level up your schematics and then craft more powerful guns. So this one's like a power level 82 typewriter, and then like this one's like a power level 20 backbreaker. This one's level 1. I haven't leveled it up at all, but I do want to keep the schematic even though I don't craft it, because maybe later I might want to craft it. I haven't made the decision yet on what schematics like I want to keep that are legendary. For instance, if you recycle a legendary schematic, you get a lot of schematic experience, so it's 5,000 schematic experience. But I could also put it in the collection book. So I haven't decided what I want to do with these yet, so for right now I'm just holding on to some of these. But these all kind of like level up as you are doing it. And so for like this one is a level 20 out of 20 room sweeper. And if I go to view evolution, if I had the right resources like drops of rain and more schematic experience, I can level this up. But the difference between that is now it's a silver room sweeper, so I need silver to craft it and those materials. And then if I level it up to be able to be like, you know, up to level 30, I'd still have to go from 20, 21, 22, 23. Now it needs malachite to craft it, and it needs a higher tier materials. So there's different tiers of materials, and you kind of have to be conscious of like what materials you have and what materials you don't have, because you can very easily, and I made this mistake, when I first got into Plankerton, I upgraded the ability to be able to get to level 30 schematic for my typewriter, and very quickly I learned that was a big mistake because I didn't have access to malachite ore. I just didn't have any because there's none available in the zones I was playing in, and I did not have access to sturdy mechanical parts. So even though I had a really powerful schematic for my level, I couldn't craft it because I didn't have the right materials. So it was a mistake that I made, and I kind of learned from it. So you definitely want to be careful because you don't want to upgrade your guns to the point where you can't create them. So just be careful about that. The other thing that you can do in this screen besides level your guns up is if you go to upgrade and then modify perks, you can change the actual perks on the gun. So when I craft this gun, it has a 20% damage increase, 50% magazine size, element, energy. All these are different perks that I have on this gun. You can change these. So if I go in here, I could, if I had the right resources, increase my 20% to a 25%, or I can change it to one of these other perks. So you need these reperk wrenches to do this, and you still need a couple of them to do an upgrade, but mostly you're looking for those uh, perk ups. So that one is a purple one, and I don't have any of those. They don't even sell them in the store. I'm not even sure where you get them, to be honest. So if anyone knows, that'd be cool. Other than that, survivors, I already talked about. Defenders, I talked about. In your backpack, you have, your guns. These are the weapons that you currently have. So the ones in the schematics are the ones you can craft, and these are the ones that you have. So I crafted these two. I found this one, and somebody gave me this Noble launcher. This is actually a really good gun, so I haven't used it yet. I'm trying to save it, but it does a lot of damage. Those are like the rifles. And then these are like your resources. So if you're in here, see, I got these. Someone gave them to me, and I was like, I don't really know what they're for, but I was like, cool, I'll take them. But they look like they're crafting materials for tier 6 weapons. I'm not even sure if there is tier 6 weapons in the game presently, so I don't really know how someone got these or whatever, but I have them. So this is the Malachite. Like I said, I leveled up my weapon too early, and it needed Malachite, which I didn't have. And yeah, but now I have 90 of them, so I can craft them the guns that I need. I'm in the right zone now, and I definitely have enough sturdy, so I can make those guns that I used to not be able to. And just like different materials, nuts and bolts you need to craft ammo mostly, and also some traps. Flowers are used for healing pads. Fibrous herbs are used for traps. So there's these little shrubs all over the map. You definitely want to be pulling this up as you're going along. And definitely, like, one of the biggest mistakes you can make in this game is not farming for resources every single mission. Like, every single mission, you should do everything that you can to try to get as many materials as possible. Because that's how you're going to be able to craft stuff. So if you're running past a bush, just hold square for a second and, grab the bush, and you're going to get fibrous herbs. And then later on, you're going to be able to make traps. And, use traps all the times, especially in your storm shield defenses. You're definitely going to need those. So I did schematics, I did heroes, survivors I talked about, defenders I talked about, backpack, it's pretty self-explanatory, collection book I talked about. Transform is a little weird. So some of these are transformation keys, and you only have like one of them. Like these ones I only have one of. I have two. Some of them don't have a number by them. That means you can do them unlimited times. I want to use this one, but some of these I'm just kind of saving because I don't really need any of these schematics. But what you can do is you can go in here and like say if I input, this character here, it's going to give me 500 out of 1,000. I just needed to get 500 more. But it doesn't have to be a hero. You can page through here and pull, schematics or whatever. And they're all worth different amounts here. But I don't really know what I want to sacrifice to get a new legendary hero. So I haven't done that one yet. But there was one that I did do for a legendary survivor. I thought that was totally worth it, so I found a way to make it happen. But transformation is you're sacrificing something to get something else. And you unlock those keys throughout the game as you're playing. Resources is just going to show you your account resources. So like I have 160 of these amp ups, which once I get enough of those, if I go into my schematics, I would be able to modify perks, go into here, and change the damage type. So right now it's doing element energy damage, but I can change it to do like fire damage, nature damage, or water damage if I have enough of those perk ups. Or you could do physical damage without anything, but definitely recommend an element. It's super critical later on in the game to have an element. Energy is the easiest. Most of the guns start off with like some sort of energy damage. What else is there to talk about? Storage. I don't really have anything useful in here. I just kind of put some stuff in there early on. Okay. Skills we talked about. Armory we talked about. I guess the only other thing is gonna be let's talk about quests really quick.
Oh,
And from there you can kind of go on and play the game. Let's just see what's down there. As you can see, you get some more shit. This is when we actually have to pick what you're gonna get. So I can either get Vintage Tech Penny or Explosive Assassin Ken. I'm gonna do Vintage Tech Penny. So, legendary. Boom, let's go. Those are all of her things. And quests. Okay, so this is obviously the main quest that I was talking about a long ass time ago that I should be working on. But there's all these other little side quests here too. So this is the other way that you're going to get V-Bucks. So if I did Challenge the Horde 2, I could get 100 V-Bucks. And that'd be actually pretty easy. I should go ahead and do that because 100 V-Bucks is what, $1. So all I have to do is that and I get $1 worth of V-Bucks. Every day you get a daily quest. So I didn't do mine the last 2 days. But you know, do these. This is actually really the only reason I come in here to the quest page is to check the daily quests. If you do these, you get 50 V-Bucks a day. So, totally worth it. And you get 100 of the daily coins, which you can use the daily coins in here. The daily coins are these bottom things here. So, either the Farmer's Glory or the Ceiling Zapper, they cost 700. So, if you do the math, that costs 7 days worth. So, every week you can get one of these things. Totally worth it if you're playing this game. But where is it? Challenges. Okay, so this is also where you're gonna get a lot of V-Bucks as you're playing through. You know, if I kill 8 mimics, I'm gonna get 30 V-Bucks, but it's always changing. Like the amounts go higher and higher, and eventually the V-Bucks kind of taper off here. But you end up getting a lot of V-Bucks. So you know, get 50 V-Bucks just for doing 5 Storm Shield defenses. You know, you're just playing through the game and you're going to get random V-Bucks. I don't really pay attention to these because I just get them as I'm playing through. But if you really wanted to, you know, grind out some V-Bucks, I mean, this is where you're going to do it, is in these quest pages here too. So, ways to get V-Bucks is going to be through the collection book, these different, you know, daily quests and challenges. And then, yeah. So that's basically, I think, everything that I can really think about in this game. Some of it's kind of complicated. Probably the most important thing that you need to know was in the skill tree. Like I said, don't waste points on stuff that you don't need. Like this one is Defender. Like I don't really want to evolve any of my Defenders to Star 3. So I'm going to save those for the next Plankerton, or Plank Off when I get to Tier 3. And I'll have a bunch, so that's what I'm saving those for. And then the other most important thing is your survivor squads, and that's going to increase your power level, make you do more damage. And then I didn't spend a huge amount of time on it, but schematics, leveling up your guns, and farming materials. Combine that with doing these quests, and that's basically the main point of the game. And yeah, I think that's my entire tutorial. So thanks for watching if you watched, and have a great night. Thank you.